My friend, think of the Coast Guard as Iceland's army. They heavily rely on ships, helicopters, and a crew that does everything, from rescuing stranded sailors to chasing illegal trawlers. The service was born in 1926 with the ship Thor. And later, the cannon-armed Odin. The Coast Guard has always punched above its weight. It controls a stretch of ocean 200 nautical miles out, about 370 kilometers, where it runs search and rescue, law enforcement, and defense tasks for NATO. The Joint Rescue Coordination Center is on call around the clock. Helicopters launch 120 to 150 missions a year. Iceland doesn't have a standing army. Since joining NATO in 1949 and signing a defense pact with the United States in 1951, it has relied on its allies for external defense at home. The Icelandic Coast Guard and the National Police, including the elite Viking squad. Iceland has no air force. Instead, Allied fighter detachments rotate through Keflavik to conduct NATO air policing, providing quick reaction alert and routine patrols as needed.
Hi, I'm Ruby, the editor of One Today. If you enjoy our work, just subscribe and give us a like. We chose these images not because we're crazy, and maybe you're thinking they have nothing to do with the video, but they actually say a lot. Iceland is a place of deep, constant peace, and this is exactly what reflects that.
The million-dollar question, why doesn't Iceland have an army? When Iceland became independent from Denmark in 1944, it was an even smaller country with barely 120,000 people, and maintaining a full army was simply impossible. Another great ally of Iceland is its geographical location. We are isolated in the North Atlantic, very far from any land borders with other countries. It's better to have friends, so we put our trust in international alliances. Since 1949, Iceland has been a member of NATO. And in 1951, it signed a defense agreement with the United States, which provides for the country's external military protection. Despite our Viking past, public opinion is largely against creating an army. This resistance is not just political, it reflects a national identity rooted in peace and diplomacy, a tradition that Icelanders consider untouchable, even with rising tensions in the Arctic. Easy there, G.I. Joe. If you're looking for action, we won't disappoint. You should know we've got our tough guys too. The Viking Squad, the elite unit of the National Police, was formed after a series of incidents in the 1970s. Now, a bit of history. In 1976, some very bad guys, really bad, hijacked a plane with its entire crew, flying it from New York to Reykjavík and eventually ending up in France. That moment seriously awakened our Viking instincts. Iceland is a peaceful country with peaceful people, but for those with a military spirit, there are still options. Icelandic citizens can enlist in the Norwegian armed forces thanks to bilateral defence agreements. Norwegian citizenship isn't required, but speaking the language and meeting strict physical and mental standards is essential. Cooperation between the two Nordic countries makes this military path possible for some Icelanders ready to bring out the Viking within. I'm not being vain. It's just a fact. Accept it. Icelanders are simply adorable. Who could possibly be mad at us?
I know. I'm running.
And remember, my friend, this is the best country in the world, and it's waiting for you. Bye.